Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and today the Serie is starting and I'm going to make the predictions for game week 1. A lot of exciting matchups in the first week already, so it's going to be quite an eventful weekend in Serie. We're going to start with the first game. It's Genoa versus Inter. On paper, it looks like quite an interesting game, but to be very honest, if you look compare the scores in the preseason that they have had, both of them, I would edge it towards Inter. They are the reigning champions as well, so they would like to start the season on a high as well. Genoa, they have made really good signings. I'm impressed with their transfer business, but their preseason has not been really that good, and I think that could come into play here as well. And I'm not going to say that they are going to have a bad game. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a tough game, but I think Inter, they are going to just nick it 2-1 for me in this game. Inter Milan open their season with a win. The reigning champions started defense with a victory. The second game we are going to talk, the second game is Parma versus Fiorentina. I mean, Parma are one of the teams that are going, in my opinion, are going to be in the relegation battle. So it's a very these are the games, the home games for them are going to be very crucial to get the points from bigger teams. They are going to face Fiorentina. I think their transfer business has been also been really good. They have added some much needed depth to their squad, and I think I personally think they are going to have a better season as compared to last year. So that is why I think it is going to be another away win here. I think they are going to win the game 1-0 Fiorentina. The next game at the San Siro, Milan versus Torino. I think this could turn out to be quite a high scoring game in my opinion. Milan have quite a good score, and so do Torino, both high scoring teams. And if you look at their preseasons, both of them have scored good amount of goals. I would still say like this is a one a bit like I want to sit on the fence in this one, but then again it's Milan, and the thing is they are at home. It is the first game of the season. That is why that I'm just gonna give 1 point, like just edge it for Milan. In my opinion, it's going to be a 3-2 to Milan. And I think Torino, they are going to play really good. It's going to be a good match, but I think Milan having that home advantage, I think they win it in the last 5 to 7 minutes like that. They win, they get the third goal, and they are going to win the game. The next game, it's Empoli versus Monza. Coming from two teams who like to score goals, two teams who don't really like haven't scored. I think both of them are gonna in a way struggle. It's going to be a tough season for Monza and Empoli in my opinion, and I think this game is going to be it's going to, I personally feel it's going to be like a cagey affair. It's not going to be an exciting game to watch. You can quite easily say it could turn out to be a 0-0 game between both of them, because I really don't see anything exciting happening here. So that is my prediction, 0-0 between Empoli and Monza. The next game, it's Verona versus Napoli, and I think this is the perfect way for Antonio Conte to start the season, going at Verona Stadium, away game. But it is Verona. I have them going down as one of the teams who's going to get relegated. I think their squad is not really good enough. They have not really added to the team, and they have a new manager as well. So I think all of these things combined, I don't think Verona are going to have a good season, and they have Napoli coming at their ground in the first game of the season. Napoli have made good signings. They have regenerated their squad. They have brought in Antonio Conte, so they are with coming in with full confidence, full bravado. So I think it could turn out to be a rout for Napoli, and they can have a good start to the season under Antonio Conte. So I think it's going to be a very unfortunately not a good start for Verona at their stadium as well. So I'm going for a 4-0 Napoli win. I think it's going to be a very bad day at the office for Verona's manager and his team, and Conte is going to have a great start to his time at Napoli. The next game we are going to talk about is Bologna versus Udinese. Like these two teams are almost, to be very honest, similar. Even when I was doing my prediction video, even in that I was like confused to where to put both of them, because they are almost the same. Their scores are same, and I think in a way it is quite tough, and I think it's going to be that is why I'm not really pinning my hopes on any of the team. I am gonna sit on the fence as on this one as well, but I think there are gonna be goals in this game, and not too high scoring like the other ones. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw between Bologna and Udinese. From then we go to Cagliari versus Roma, and I think again a good chance for Roma to get the early points in the first game of the season. I think if you look at the games that they the supposedly title challengers are gonna have in Inter, in Milan, in Juve, in Roma, in Napoli, like Inter don't have a good easy game. Milan also you could say don't have an easy game, but Napoli have quite an easy game. Roma have an easy game. Juve have an easy game. So I think Roma would want to get those points early on against Cagliari. I think it's not it's going to be a tough season for Cagliari, so to have Roma come in at the first game of the season at their home ground, it could be a tough night for them. And I think Roma are going to start a good season. I think they have a good score this time. They have made good signings, especially bringing in Urbic. I think that this could turn out to be again one of the signings of the summer, Artem Urbic. So I think he might score a goal on a debut. That is why I'm going with for a 2-0 win for Roma. The next game we are going to talk about is Lazio versus Venezia, and I think this has like a home win written all over it. I don't see Venezia giving any trouble to Lazio, especially at their home stadium. It could turn out to be a very simple, easy win for them. There's like nothing really to talk about this game, so I would go for a 2-0 Lazio win. Moving on, it's Lecce versus Atalanta. Again, I think it's going to be quite a simple victory here, but this time for the away side. Atalanta, they lost to Real Madrid in the Super Cup, but they are the Europa League champions. They finished 4th last season, so they would want to start a new season on a high, especially after losing the Super Cup to Real Madrid last week. So this is sort of like could be the proper start for their season, sort of a comeback from last week. So they would want to win against a side that they are expected to win. I mean, let's be honest, nobody really thinks that Lecce can defeat this Atalanta side, but again, it's football, anything can happen. But I would still say Atalanta are quite favorites to win the game. I would go 3-1 to Atalanta. And finally, it's Juventus versus Como. Now this is quite an interesting game, because you have on one side Juventus with their new manager in Thiago Motta, and their new signings is spending about almost 200 million euros on 150 million euros, sorry, on 3 different players. And on the other hand, you have Como with their new manager in Cesc Fabregas, and they have spent all amount of money, and they have brought in so many international players. I think Como could be the surprise of the season. I don't see them going down. I think they could finish in the upper half of the table. But they are going to Juventus. It's the first game of the season against a side who is expected to challenge for the title this year. It could be an interesting game. I think there are going to be goals in this game, and I think Juventus, just because of their experience and their home advantage, are gonna nick it in the end. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I would say it's a 3-2 win for Juventus, and that's how we end the Serie A weekend or game week 1 by Juventus winning against Como. So that is it. These are my predictions for game week 1. Please let me know what you guys think, which teams are gonna win, and which teams are gonna surprise us, which new players are gonna show their capabilities in game week 1. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.